Jai Shri Krishna. So this is part 2 of video of moon in Taurus in Rohini Nakshatra. So if you are born with moon in Taurus in Rohini Nakshatra, this is your video. Yeah, this is part 2. So do watch the part 1 before you come to part 2. Also, I have put a separate video for moon in Kritika versus Rohini. Okay, watch that video. And also in addition, I put a video for Mercury in Taurus and Mercury in Rohini Nakshatra. All of these videos are interconnected, but they have different information. All right, before we start today's session, 3 things as I always highlight. One is, please do press the bell button for subscription as well, so that you are notified with my latest updates on the channel for Vedic Astrology. Number 1. Number 2 is also, please share your honest feedback and comments in the comment section, so that it will be helpful for all of us, including me, to make sure that whatever I'm giving is accurate. Yeah. Third is, I do teach free sessions in the Clubhouse app in Vedic Astrology Club. Every week, Wednesday, 7:20 p.m., 7:30 p.m. USA Central Time. So you can come and join free sessions, live sessions, or you can come and listen to the recordings in the archives. I've been doing this for over 5 years in Clubhouse, and I would tell you that at least there are archives close to 4 years. Yeah, so hopefully it should help. All right. So today we are going to discuss moon in Taurus Rohini Nakshatra. It is excellent nakshatra in a beautiful Rashi. Okay, and it's moon's Mula Trikona Nakshatra, favorite nakshatra, and its connection between moon and Venus. Yeah, and moon and Venus have a very unique karma in a way. Look at Krishna Chandravansh, right? But he comes from the Guru Shukracharya clan, so you can see the connection also. In addition, when there was a war fought between Brihaspati and Soma, which is Chandra for Tara, Shukra took into the side of Chandra, Soma here against Brihaspati. So, and if you see, right, Venus and moon are feminine energy, fluid water energy also, very soft, very nice energies, and they both share the Mula Trikona own house. This is own house of Venus, but it's Mula Trikona, an exaltation of the moon. And in the natural 4th house, moon and Venus also gets Digbala. Okay, now coming back, right, everything is great, then what's the issue, right? So it's not more of an issue, it's more of a karmic package. The karmic baggage is connected between 3 points, starting from Brahma to Soma's wife Rohini to Lord Krishna. Okay, Brahma, if you see the creator, the father of the universe, okay, he himself had a crush over Rohini in a way that he had a curse, and eventually you see there is no temples for Brahma. Hardly you can find in India. Pushkar in Rajasthan is an exception. Brahma Purishwara is also an exception. Then there is a Uttarashada Nakshatra temple also there where Brahma is prayed as well. So there are 2-3 temples, you can find in Brahma, you can count. Okay, so the Brahma Rohini thing you also see about in the Mrigashira Nakshatra. Okay, all right. Next is Soma's wife Rohini, right? So Soma fell in love with Rohini, right, even before the marriage, and wanted to marry Rohini, but Brahma had already given conditions to Daksha, who was his son, saying that the 27 daughters here, right, they are very close and they should be given to the same person. So Chandra, in order to marry Rohini, ended up marrying the other 26 daughters as well, which he was not interested, but it's like, that's the deal. So now comes the story. Now we know that Chandra or Soma had a strong affinity towards Rohini and vice versa. So he started spending more time, which means he's breaking the promise at marriage that he is to spend equal time across all the 27 daughters of Daksha Prajapati. So now comes the fact that, Jeshta, who is the eldest one, right, and it's exactly opposite to Rohini, she goes and complains, okay, to Daksha. And now Daksha says that I'm going to curse you, and curses Soma that you lose all the youth and the radiance and the shine and the luster. And he becomes very dull without any light, okay? So now Soma doesn't know what to do, and with the help of Narada, prays to Shiva, right? And eventually Shiva removes the curse in the process. But now what happens is that Daksha is furious because his curse has been removed by Shiva. Daksha is only a Prajapati and Shiva is a trinity like Brahma and Vishnu, which Daksha refuses to accept and starts fighting with Shiva. So then Narada with Soma and Vishnu come together to meet Shiva and Daksha, who is fighting the war, and stop them. So Vishnu gives a very good creative and an intermediary solution that, there is a waxing moon and a waning moon, Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha. So in the Shukla Paksha, what will happen is the curse of or the blessing of Shiva will be there. Okay, the boon of Shiva. And the Krishna Paksha is the curse of Daksha Prajapati, which is the Vene. So in that case, both of them works, right? And the place where he went and prayed is Somnath, Jyotirlinga, Akshay Tritiya, all of that comes. And Shiva himself takes the Tritiya Triti in the forehead and keeps it here for him. Because of the praising, because of the way Soma went and prayed, and he was really, thoughtful and appreciative of what Soma did. So this is the second story. The third one is Krishna himself by birth had a karma that his own, mother Devaki's brother Kamsa had to put, Vasudeva and Devaki in a jail, right? And all for the property, and, also the fear that the prophecy was that he's going to be killed, right? Kamsa is going to be killed by the eighth child rather. So in a way, if you see, right, you can see the kind of things happening along. And watch till the end, because that's where the crux of the story is, and also the remedy is. Okay. Before we go further, the important thing about Rohini Nakshatra is growth, fertility, and creative expansion. Okay. Now, one of the important things is Kritika Nakshatra, Rohini Nakshatra. Both are in Taurus. Kritika starts at the first 3 degrees 20 minutes starts at Aries. The next 10 degrees is at Taurus. And so we need to compare both, because one is exaltation Rashi of Moon or exaltation Nakshatra of Moon. Other is Mulatrikona Nakshatra of Moon. Okay. So if we look at it, we'll break it down. Kritika Nakshatra starts from Mesha Rasi, okay, at 26 degrees 40 and ends at Rishabh Rasi at 10 degrees. So 1 pada in Mesha, 3 pada in Rishabha. At 10 degrees, we have Rohini starting at 10 and going all the way, right, till 13 degrees 20 minutes. Okay, so 10 and it'll 13 degree 20 minutes, it'll go till 23 degree 20 minutes total. 13 degree 20 plus 10, 23, 20. Okay, so that is where it goes in Taurus. All right. Okay. Now it is important to note the second pada, okay, which will be 1320 to 1640 in Taurus, which is the Rohini Nakshatra. It's not only Pushkara Navamsa but Vargotama. Okay. And then, okay, so that is the second pada, 1320 to 1640. Okay. The same thing will be from 20 degrees to same thing, the fourth pada. Okay, the fourth pada, if you see, from 20 degrees to 2320. Okay, that will be the fourth pada in of Rohini Nakshatra. Okay, so that also will be good. But the first one is the Vargotama and Pushkara Navamsa. This one will be going to Cancer Navamsha, which is also good. But the first one is the best one, 1320 to 1640. All right. Okay. So now we will break down Kritika and Rohini now. Okay. Kritika Nakshatra, it's a sun-owned nakshatra. Okay. Sun Nakshatra, right? Sun Nakshatra is the Lord. It's a broken nakshatra. So now if it is in Mesha Rashi, if you are born with moon in Kritika Nakshatra, Mesha Rashi, sun is exalted in the Rashi. The nakshatra Lord is exalted in Mesha. So in this case, usually with moon in Kritika Nakshatra, right, Mesha Rashi, they will be typically in their birthplace, not far away, but close. Yeah. Okay. Same city, same state, very close, not so far. Okay. The exception here is sun is somewhat connected with Rahu, Ketu, or Saturn. That will take you away. Okay. Same thing we look for Kritika. Kritika Nakshatra. Again, Sun Nakshatra in Taurus, which is Rishabh Rashi. 3 padas are here. So if you are born with moon in Kritika in Taurus, okay, what is going to happen is the Nakshatra Lord Sun is exalted in Mesha, which is 12th to Rishabha. Okay, so these people typically have to move away from the birthplace, city, state, country, etc. Okay, now naturally, if the Nakshatra Lord Sun is conjunct with Rahu or Ketu or Saturn, it will also happen. But regardless, they'll have to move. You understood how the Nakshatra and the Rashi I'm using. Okay. Next is Moon, Nakshatra Rohini. It is not a broken Nakshatra like Kritika Nakshatra, right? But Rohini is a moon-owned Nakshatra. Moon is exalted in the Nakshatra here itself. In the Rashi, right? It's a Mula Trikona Nakshatra, exaltation is Kritika, but in Rohini, it's a moon Nakshatra in moon's Mula Trikona Rashi and exaltation Rashi. But the Nakshatra point is Kritika. So in this case, people born with Rohini, they'll have a very strong affinity with mother, karma with mother, okay? Because of moon. And moon Nakshatra also here. And moon's Mula Trikona Nakshatra, favorite. So they'll be very attached to the mother in a way. Now, you have to see the strength of the moon. Moon is a malefic or a benefic. 4 places away from the sun, it becomes more like a benefic, right? But it's less than 4 places close, then it's going to be a malefic because it doesn't matter waxing or waning, right? Now, here is the thing. If the moon is with strength, in this case, typically, because it's a fixed Rashi, right, they will be living very close to the birthplace. Okay? They won't leave away from the birthplace, country, etc. Okay? They will be very close in proximity. But if the moon is either a malefic or if the moon is in conjunct or aspect with, Saturn or then Rahu Ketu coming in, then they have to leave the birthplace to a different state, city, or country. So this itself will tell you if your moon is with strength or not. Yeah? Okay? All right. Now, if you read the Puranas, okay, coming back, Krishna, right, is connected by 2 spears, they say, north and south, right? The so-called Radha in Vrindavan, okay, and Rukmani in Dwaraka. Radha in Vrindavan is north, Rukmani in Dwaraka is south. And Krishna is always connected with Rukmani as Vishnu and Lakshmi, in a way, okay? Now, we know that Krishna is also connected with the cows. But let me tell you one small story. There was a rishi called Kashyapa. Okay, he is the grandson of Brahma and born to Marichi Rishi. Okay, his father is Marichi. So one day he wanted to do a yajna. Okay, in the yajna, what he did was he needed a lot of things which he arranged, but he needed a cow. So he prayed to Varuna because Varuna is a Rig Vedic deity. And when Varuna came, he gave him the cow. The yajna finished and Kashyapa Rishi did not have any idea of returning the cow. And Varuna tried to ask him multiple times and it didn't work. So then what happens? Varuna has to call Brahma. And then Brahma had to call and come in the process and convince, the Saptarishi, right, Kashyapa, to give it to Varuna. After a lot of discussion and arguments, eventually Saptarishi, Saptarishi Kashyapa gave it to Brahma, okay, and the cow, and then it was given to Varuna. Now Brahma also got upset with it, and in the process cursed him that you have to go to Boloka, live a human, and have the karma of the cow. Okay, so now he's reborn. So he's reborn in Dwapara Yuga as Vasudeva. And who is Vasudeva? Vasudeva is Lord Krishna's father. Right? So this is how the story goes. Okay, you see how the karma of the cow. So that's why I try to tell to all Hindus, right? Protect the cows. The cow becomes an important thing. We saw the same thing of the karma of the cows with Vishwamitra also, Kausiga and Vashishta. Okay, the same thing you see here. Right? Okay. So you can understand the bigger picture of life from karma to dharma. Okay? Even that Vasudeva himself have to take care of this in this process. And Krishna and the cows, not just one cow, right? So many cows. Okay. Now, if you understand the bigger picture of life as a Rohini Nakshatra person, here are the things which can be broken down. The first job will be a loss for you guys typically. Okay, including the work. Okay, including the work and including what you study, that also will be a loss. Basically, what you study, you may not use in your workplace. This is something important to note. The Rohini Nakshatra is a symbol of growth and creation. And it's also, because it's in a fixed Rashi, there is a stubbornness, good or bad. Okay, it can be slow and steady, but it is also, they are also fixed to that idea. So many a times. Okay, they can be very receptive. Okay, they are very thoughtful. They've got a lot of feelings and emotions also, right? And they're very good in managing the perception. Okay, and you know the feeling of the others, like taking the pulse. Yeah. So in the whole story, what you've been hearing is about cows. So feeding the cows becomes a very important thing. Ox, cows, even fishes for the matter. Okay. Full moon water remedy is excellent for moon with Rohini Nakshatra people also. I suggest for everybody, but it will work for you guys even very well. Okay. Even for all your health issues. Anything with agriculture, food products, hotel, dairy products, herbal stuff, restaurants, clothes, cow shed, goshala, milk products, anything you can do, business. Yeah, anything. Okay. Agriculture, land, stuff and everything. Even from the land, fertile land. So the animal is also, if you see, it's a male serpent, like a male cobra, which is a guardian. So the bigger purpose for moon in Rohini Nakshatra people is to actually seek the path of moksha. Okay? As they get a child and they raise the child, they make the child independent, their own child independent, right? And show the path for success and independence, right? And if you also understand Rohini, right? Raised Buddha. Buddha was Mercury, who was born to Soma and Tara, right, illegally. And eventually Rohini raised Buddha and made Buddha the person. And you see the connection between Buddha, Krishna and Soma. All of them learned the 64 arts and crafts, but Buddha learned it on their own, independent. And it was all the credit to Rohini. So that is where moon in Rohini Nakshatra people will burn their karma with their child to make them independent and make them stand on their own leg, right? And that is where they let go, and then that is where they seek the the dharma through burning of the karma. Okay, and cows become such an important thing for moon with in Rohini Nakshatra people. So you saw all the stories of the cow, including Vasudeva, including Kashyapa Rishi, right, including Krishna. Yeah, I hope this is helpful, and please share your comments in the comment section as well. All right, Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you.